Y'all listen, when it comes to Claressa, I'm starting to get a little soft spot for her. I really am. I really feel sorry for her.
For months, Claressa Shields publicly embraced her relationship with Papoose, calling him her man and confidently presenting their romance to the world. To many observers, it looked like she had won one of the internet's biggest celebrity dramas. Then everything started to shift. Reports and online allegations began circulating that Papoose may have distanced himself from Claressa and reconnected with Remy Ma. If those claims are true, the relationship that once seemed like a victory suddenly looks far more complicated. What shocked people most wasn't the rumor itself, it was how quickly the narrative changed. One moment, the internet was watching a celebration. The next, people were questioning whether there was ever a real win at all. Every post, interview, and public appearance helped build the story. But once doubts surfaced, the spotlight turned into scrutiny. And when a relationship becomes part of a public brand, perception can change overnight. Sometimes the biggest shock isn't what falls apart, it's realizing the ending was never as certain as it seemed.
I don't know whose team you think I'm on, but I'm on your team. And like I said, Papoose and Remy spent time together on Christmas. I got pictures of them together. I ain't even dropped those.
Reports claimed Claressa was left dealing with silence, ignored calls, and a very public disappointment. As the drama grew, critics started accusing her of copying Remy Ma's style, pointing to similar outfits, jewelry, travel choices, and even social media poses. What some called inspiration, others labeled obsession. The conversation intensified when rumors surfaced that Claressa had allegedly tattooed Papoose's name, sending social media into a frenzy. Meanwhile, Remy Ma appeared calm and unshaken, spending time with family, still wearing her wedding ring, and staying out of the public chaos. Photos and reports suggesting she and Papoose remained connected only added more fuel to the speculation. Then came the biggest twist. According to claims circulating online, Claressa may never have been the main relationship at all, but merely a temporary chapter while a long-standing marriage was quietly being repaired behind closed doors. And if that version of events is true, the real story isn't about who won. It's about who misunderstood the game from the very beginning.
I don't know whose team you think I'm on, but I'm on your team. And like I said, Papoose and Remy spent time together on Christmas. I got pictures of them together. I ain't even dropped those yet.
This isn't just about romance anymore. It's about image, perception, and a storyline collapsing in front of millions. First, Claressa Shields appeared completely confident. Every post, interview, and public appearance projected the message that she had won. She embraced the relationship, showcased it proudly, and never seemed concerned about public criticism. But over time, that confidence began to look different. The posts became louder, the messaging stronger, and many observers felt she was trying to prove something that shouldn't have needed proving. According to ongoing claims and speculation, the relationship may never have been as secure as it appeared. While Claressa was publicly celebrating, questions remained about whether Papoose's marriage was ever truly over. Meanwhile, Remy Ma stayed largely silent, avoiding the spotlight while reportedly remaining connected to the situation behind the scenes. Then came another twist. Online personalities began highlighting details that people had overlooked. Why was Claressa reportedly spending holidays alone? Why did Papoose seem to disappear for long stretches? And why did some of their public interactions feel more performative than natural? The conversation shifted dramatically when claims surfaced, suggesting the luxury lifestyle being displayed online may not have been funded by Papoose at all. Instead, critics alleged Claressa was purchasing expensive items herself, while allowing the public to assume they were gifts. Whether true or not, the accusation changed how people viewed the entire narrative. Suddenly, old videos, photos, and interviews were being re-examined. Moments that once looked romantic started looking strategic. Reactions that seemed genuine were now being called staged. Then came the biggest question of all. What if Claressa wasn't being chosen, but simply being used? According to the narrative circulating online, Papoose may not have been nearly as invested as people believed. Some even claim this pattern isn't new, alleging he has a history of benefiting from the women around him while maintaining different versions of a story for different audiences. As speculation grew, a new picture emerged, a man still tied to his past, multiple women caught in the fallout, and a relationship that may have been more about appearances than reality. And if that's true, the biggest loss wasn't a relationship itself. It was believing a fantasy that may never have existed in the first place.
So I felt sorry for Claressa when she was in there blowing a bag, 30,000, and then she had to take the bag to Papoose.
While Claressa Shields kept posting a picture-perfect romance online, rumors suggested a very different reality. According to claims, the marriage many thought was over was quietly being repaired out of public view. One major sign reportedly came when Papoose suddenly left for New York and seemed to disappear. No explanations, no updates, just silence. At first, Claressa maintained her confident image, but observers began noticing a shift. What once looked like certainty started looking like frustration. As stories of unanswered calls, ignored messages, and growing distance spread, the conversation changed. Instead of appearing in control, Claressa seemed to be searching for reassurance. Then social media turned detective. Users flooded timelines with side-by-side comparisons, pointing to similar outfits, hairstyles, poses, jewelry, captions, and locations. What some called coincidence, others labeled imitation. And once people start questioning the narrative, every post becomes evidence. Sometimes the biggest red flag isn't what people see, it's the pattern they can't stop seeing.
Apparently, Claressa spent Christmas alone in the Louis Vuitton store, racking up about $30,000 in bills.
As Claressa Shields continued sharing happy moments, reports suggested the marriage many thought was over was quietly being repaired away from public view. According to sources, one of the first signs came when Papoose suddenly flew to New York and disappeared without explanation. No updates, no public communication, just silence. At first, Claressa maintained her confident image, but observers began noticing a shift. Small changes reportedly turned into unanswered calls, ignored texts, and growing uncertainty. Soon, people started questioning the dynamic. Instead of appearing secure, Claressa seemed to be seeking reassurance. That's when social media turned its attention elsewhere. Users posted side-by-side comparisons of outfits, hairstyles, poses, jewelry, captions, and locations, fueling claims of imitation rather than coincidence. As the comparison spread, the narrative changed. What once looked like a fairy tale romance became a story filled with questions, speculation, and doubt. And once public perception starts shifting, every detail suddenly becomes